put the armor on actual one of the little buds
Buds, that would be hilarious.
right next to it.
Oh, I like this. Happy Moss Man Day.
Yep, it's our code. I don't know if you told Justin that we call it Moss Man. Hey everybody, this is T-Jaw on AAA. I know it's been a while since we put our last video up, but we've been doing a lot of inventory and a lot of prepping for the future store. We got a pretty cool show today. We have a bunch of stuff we want to show you guys. I know we might be a little late to the park on this, but it's our review, so we don't really care who's shown it already. But, so first thing we're going to do is Cyclone, the heroic fist flinging
fist flinging
I don't think that was the name on the original, and I want to look at the original card on that one.
But, and so the back of it is him fighting some type of large snake. Do you know what that large snake's name is?
Oh, yeah, that's the Fright Zone monster.
Fright Zone monster, and that's the one that
it comes out the puppet.
Comes out. That's so cool.
I think Moss Man's on there too. He is. Moss
Man right down
Look,
there.
it's Moss Man Day.
Climbing out, and then on the front we've got Hordak and some of the Horde little troopers. And let's cut into this.
Do it, man.
Let's cut into this collector's edition done by Mattel. So this was sold as a Mattel Creations or Mattel Collector's exclusive.
Yep.
I do believe that it is sold out right now.
Yes, it's no longer available.
We did not get any extra, but we just thought we would show this off. Here we've got his bat.
From the 2000X line.
We've got shield. Different design than any of the shields that we've gotten previously, I believe.
I think it's on, they put it on the Snake Man.
That's the Snake Man shield. But it's just that yellow plastic that matches everything else. We got Little Tornado.
Two cool things that Mattel put with this was these tornado effects that fit in the hand. It's great. We'll show you how it all works.
And then the Cyclone himself. So Cyclone here. Wonderful coloration, classic Origins buck, but with a special added ability that if you are to pull up on the waist, he then has this area for him to maneuver, and there is a gear on the back, and if you start pushing it, he can start to spin. That is this 360-degree spin.
But interesting, though, is I don't know why Mattel, unless it don't come apart like the other Master Universe Origins, so you can mix and match. So it's kind of weird because the original one, the turn dial is on the actual figure, and his arms go up and down like a tornado.
So here's to show the original one. So this one was from 85?
85, probably 84.
84. Oop, the lenticular is flying.
Yeah, that's.
But that is original. And here you can see that his arms kind of fly up. I see why they didn't do that loose arm joint because it does affect the posability quite a bit.
He was a very hated figure in the 80s. Every kid that I knew hated Cyclone. I thought he was a pretty cool figure. But, you know, we just wanted to show you that was a difference between, because the new one pulls up and the other one has the original, like, just turn on the belt.
And I know why they did where you can lock him up and down, because it is pretty loose. So, you know, if you were to put him in an action pose, he would fall to whatever the highest gravitational pull would be. So having this where you can lock it back in, all of a sudden now it's a regular waist.
Yeah. It's a good figure, good sculpt, good likeness.
The lenticular is just a little bit crisper, a little bit clearer. The little blades on their arms are sick. And then now let's go ahead and put on some of these accessories. So we have what was it even called?
It was just like this, in 2000X, they released it with this figure that had this weird, like, make it look like a tornado. You could put it over top his head.
Yeah, so you can put it on the upper ring or something.
It goes up, pulls forward, and goes, like, you just pull it up, and it goes over top his head. Yeah, like that, and then just push it down. So then when you spin it, he looks like a tornado.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
So they also did that release with the Classics version too. They gave it the 2000X look, and then you had to buy the heads pack to get the 2000X head for your classics figure. But I brought him out too to show you that they did keep the same feature on this one as a turn. But yeah, that's not about him, so it's about the new Origins.
And he's even got the same. So he's got two different ports that he can put his thing into. So the one that makes it more of that halo effect around him, for, I guess, battle sequencing.
Yep.
And then you have the one that rides higher, and then you can push it forward, and then that makes it look like more of a, center point for him to spin around when you actually
It's a cool
pull him
feature,
up.
honestly. I'm glad they kept bringing that back because I really like that. And it made him such a different character in 2000X than the original.
And then let's put a shield in, and then let's figure out where we can put one of these tornadoes.
I've been seeing a lot of people take this and they're 3D printing these see-through and making them like bigger, and you could put his feet on them and have like his whole body as a Cyclone. So I definitely want to look into that.
So the peg is the correct size that you could actually put it on one of his feet.
Yep.
And so he could be, raising up off of his Cyclone. I get that in there for him.
Yeah, because I had both of them in there the other day, and he was standing on top of it. It was pretty cool.
And then where do we put him in otherwise? So we can take off a hand?
Yep. But both hands are interchangeable.
And then all of a sudden he's spinning his hand at a very high velocity, creating a Cyclone. The kids would call it airbending now.
Airbending.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good figure. He's a really good addition to the Origins line. He's also, his background, he is a part of Anwak Gar. He's a Gar. He's the same race as Keldor. So Skeletor's race was actually a Gar also. So in the 2000X series, it was an island called Anwak Gar, and that's where he's from. So
yeah, I was skeptical when I saw the price and I saw that it was going to be deluxe. I didn't really know how it was going to be deluxe. And then we got it, the amount of accessories and that little bit of extra articulation with that waist maneuvering. This is a deluxe figure, even though it doesn't have the size
I've
that I
noticed
thought it was.
Mattel is doing that with these figures who have like other features. Like Grizzlor had fur. People were mad because it was exclusive. Yes, it was hard to get, but it had fur, cost more to make. Cyclone probably had some mechanisms they had to do. So I feel that's why it's deluxe, and I understand that. And they could have put it out deluxe like the Flying Fist He-Man and all those too, but because Origins is no longer in the store, just a Filmation now, that they have to do it this way. We're going to see that with Blast Attack coming out. We're going to see it with Too Bad. We're going to see it with some of the figures they have now made, like Sarad and stuff. So we'll start seeing them as the deluxe figures. But that's all we have today for Cyclone. So we appreciate you guys watching, and thanks a lot. T-Jaw out.
AAA, seeing you. We got Pharaoh Ron, Cobra Ron over here helping us out behind the cam, and as well as Justin Alley. We have yet to come up with his other name. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
We're going to call him Tila.
Yeah.
Was that pretty good?